Well, I know the remedy that you won the Super Bowl with. I got a metric of 2024. That wasn't the quarterback who did it a year ago. That was Barkley that did it.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Bro, you tell me, man. I mean, we've had quite a crew on the last couple days here, have we not?
Yeah, I missed you knew I was out of the studio a little bit today, so I didn't hear all of the battle royale, but from what I heard of it, it was pretty funny. How did it go today?
Oh, it was good. I mean, Mark is really defeated right now. I mean, you're 3-5-1. Don't you think the Eagles, don't you think the Cowboys were just a couple games too late on that deal?
Yeah, but I don't know if the Jets would have moved him at another time.
Yeah, probably not.
The Jets, one of those things where it takes two to tango. I mean, hey, I would have liked Jalen Phillips a couple games ago too.
Right.
We're 6-2, so we'll see what happens. But no, I get it. I get why Mark is down in the dumps. Everybody's picking on him, man. They're losing games and all sorts of shit. So it is what it is. They're picking on me because I said Dak Prescott had a good first 6 weeks.
He did. Actually,
Yeah,
Dak's had a good –
like that's a lie. That's not a lie.
It's not a lie. Dak's had a pretty good first half. And just like everyone else, there's been spotty games in there. And every quarter, I don't think – outside of Matthew Stafford, don't you think it's been pretty shoddy by almost all quarterbacks? Even Patrick Mahomes. I mean, dude, Mahomes had his worst night in his entire career against the Bills this last Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If you look around the league, Josh Allen has had some bad games. Pat Mahomes has had some bad games. Joe Burrow is obviously in and out of the lineup once again. Jalen Hurts has had not so great games. Lamar, Dakota, all of them. It's true.
All of them.
It's true.
Nobody's been consistently great. One thing about Allen, like you said it, Allen a year ago was the most consistent guy for 17 weeks. You got spotty guys. Look at Hurts. He's playing well the last two. They were okay in the first half. They were okay. But now, you're picking it up in the second half. By the way, do you not agree with me on this A.J. Brown thing? Dude, he was fielding phone calls.
Dude, I'm with Philly 500, though. He's fielding phone calls on everybody.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. He offered 3 1s for Miles, right? What would make you think people weren't offering 1-1 and 2 3s or 2 3s and 2 4s?
They weren't giving that for A.J. Brown. Somebody offered him a 2.
I got it. Right. Well, nothing moved him. Do you think if somebody came in and offered 2 1s for A.J. Brown, he would have done it? Yes or no?
2 1s for A.J.? He'd have been a fool not to do it.
Okay.
I would be mad at him if he didn't do it. 2 1s for A.J. Brown? Come on.
How about 1 and a contingent 1? Starts at a 2, but could be a 1 if he comes to my team and ends up kind of like card. And by the way, people saying that the dead cap, didn't Howie eat $34 million on dead cap one year?
Yeah, well, he ate 32 on Carson.
32 on Carson. And what did that deal ended up getting you in the end? Carter, Devontae, and Cooper.
A lot.
Would you not eat $30 million, $38 million for those kind of players?
Yeah, it's true.
Don't talk to me about dead cap money. Okay? How do you feel about the Green Bay team going into this game on Monday night?
I feel like we're a better team. I mean, I feel like they're streaky. I know the Eagles have been streaky too, but I give the Eagles a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt. I mean, the Green Bay, it's like you really don't know what you're going to get. And I know their rankings look good, and a lot of different metrics on the Packers look pretty good right now, but I just don't know what team I'm going to get. And we got the better of them twice last year, so we kind of have their number too in a way. I'm predicting a blowout.
Oh, you think they're going to blow them out at Lambeau?
Not blowout. 10+ points.
Like a 28-17 kind of game.
Exactly right.
Somebody, we're not doing that now, but
that actually right there might be my score prediction.
So it's somewhere in that room right there, right?
I just feel like the Eagles. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good energy around the Birds right now. I feel like they saw what happened in the bye week and feel like, okay, now you have an opportunity to really take advantage. I mean, what better way than not only to come off that bye week with everybody losing, but if the Eagles come out and beat the Packers and then the Lions, I got news for everybody, including myself, who was hard on Jaelan a couple weeks ago. He's going to be in the MVP conversation, and we're going to be the Super Bowl favorite on every sports betting company there is. if we come out here and win the next 2 games.
If you win the next 2 games, it's going to be Barkley games. They're not going to be Hurts games.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, I know the remedy that you won the Super Bowl with. I got a metric of 2024. That wasn't the quarterback who did it a year ago. That was Barkley that did it. That's the metric, dude.
All right, we got the 6-2. Then we got the 6-2 this year, beating the Rams and the Chiefs, and Barkley had under 80.
Okay, wait. You won a Super Bowl with the Barkley formula, not the Hurts formula.
Yeah, but why are you acting like last year's permanent?
Because that's how you won the Super Bowl, not throwing the ball.
Who's been a bigger part of the 6-2 start, Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley?
Okay, and I think it's wobbly. And I still think the Rams
okay, as you just pointed out, though, every team is wobbly.
Okay,
literally everyone.
I actually think the Rams are better. But, again, and when people fire back, we beat the Rams. I'm like, okay, then Denver's better than you. And some of your metrics, not you. I'm talking like some people again. Okay, how much impact do you think – oh, wait, before I do that, what would you – I don't think you heard Wayne Larrivee say about Jaire Alexander.
No, I didn't. What'd he say?
Okay, well, he was in Green Bay, right?
Yeah, he had a great career in Green Bay.
Yeah, and he said that ever since a Seattle game where he blew up his shoulder, he has just never been the same player, and it's affected him, and he thinks his best years are behind him. How do you feel about that?
Well, I haven't put a lot of expectation on the Jaire move. I did something funny, Sills, on the Saturday show, and this reminds me of it. But I was looking at the Jaire Alexander injury history on the show, and it's like he's had concussions, he's had knees, he's had shoulders, and I think he had and is it an ankle? Did he have an ankle problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was joking, and I'm like, the sort of head, shoulders, knees, and toe. I'm like, head, shoulders, knees, and ankle, or knees and groin. So I don't know. The dude's got all these fucking problems. I don't freaking know, dude. I don't know what to expect of him. At the end of the day, I think that the cornerbacks are going to be helped more by the pass rush than by Jaire Alexander. Jalen Phillips is the biggest addition to the cornerback room.
Okay. What kind of impact do you think he makes on the defense?
Who? Jalen?
Jalen Phillips.
Big. I think he could have a big impact. I don't think I think he can get to the quarterback a lot quicker than most. I mean, I think he gives you optionality in 3rd and long. I think he can, give you consistent pressure. I think he's going to help Jalen Carter. I mean, Jalen Carter, you've been talking about it, and I'm with you. I don't think Jalen Carter's had a dominant season, but, we've had pretty bad production from the edge rushers this year. I mean, we didn't have the best edge rusher production last year. Our top sack guy was 8, and we are like way lower than that right now. So if you get some production on the edge right now, I think it's going to help Carter. I think it's going to help Davis. I think it's going to help Ajomo, and Nolan's coming back too. So I think you're, again, I'm weary of Nolan on how long he'll last, but I think you're going to get much better at the edge, and that will help the entire defensive line. And as you just heard Mark Mahomes say, you got a good defensive line and a good offensive line. You're going to win football games in the National Football League, and that's where I think people are sleeping on the Cowboys a little bit. I know they got rid of Micah Parsons, but I thought they got better on the interior of the D line with Clark and Quinnen, and then they got a decent O line right now too. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But
here's
I feel like
my
he's going to do a big impact
on Jalen Phillips. I saw Josh Sweat on the field with Walter Nolan. Those two guys were fucking wrecking balls. And if Jalen Phillips can give any kind of play like Sweat, Carter's going to blow up, dude. He's going to blow up in the second half and have that all-pro, because did you not agree that those two guys looked like the best tandem in the league on Monday night? They were.
Can I ask you? I want to ask you a defensive question, and I want you to actually tap into your defensive expertise here. I don't know if Vic's system really thrives for edge rushers. And if you look at Josh Sweat, he had 8 sacks last year, Sills, and he had a good season. I think he had a really good season. He was a good player. He has 7 sacks. He's got 7 through half the year in Arizona. Now, sacks aren't the only metric that matter. I understand that. I'm just saying, I feel like the way Vic plays, it doesn't ask or put edge rushers in a position to dominate games, to take over, to have multiple sacks. I feel like he relies more on the interior of the defensive line getting pressure, good zone coverage in the secondary, and beating teams that way. And that's why sometimes maybe you see run games getting 5 yards a carry. I don't know. What do you see there?
I think that's a great observation by you because here, do you think Vic would rather have a dominant tackle or edge?
I feel like tackle.
I do too.
Mm.
I do too. I do. I'm with you. I think he'd rather have really solid edge rushers that are more multifaceted, that don't have to come off the field,
Right.
5-6 sacks a year, play the edge. Isn't that what Jalen Phillips will give you? I believe he's going to give you that.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned that he's had decent run numbers, and John did not take that well. John's like, he doesn't have decent run numbers. He's not a run guy. He's not a run stopper. I'm like, okay, John, I just saw a fucking stat somewhere that said he was pretty good against the run. Crucify me for crying out loud.
I think he is.
Yeah,
Actually,
he's okay.
I think he is pretty decent against the run.
I don't think he's an edge setting guy, but he's been okay. Well, let me find the stat I found. I'll read it to you real quick.
No, I think he's pretty good, dude.
Here's the stat. He's 7th in the NFL in run stop win rate, which is some ESPN stat. I don't know what it means, but he is 7th in the NFL just behind Myles Garrett.
That's beating your blocker.
Right, in the run game. So, maybe it's still not indicative of how good he is against the run. But
I think
I just thought that was interesting of like Josh Sweat, who I don't think he became better this year. I mean, I think he's kind of a plateaued player, and he's a good player, but I don't think he's like developing. And he's having a much better season, or at least a statistically much better season in Arizona, with definitely not as good of a defensive line there.
He's becoming more established. When you get older, you become more established. And you could see it in the play. I think Jacoby's becoming more established. You could see it in his play when he gets on the football field. Let me do an exercise with you a bit before we get John Morgan on here. Let me ask you this. So I went over there and I did my midseason here. What do you think? And I got him here. I wrote him down here. What do you think of Moro Jomo's year? Grade 1, A through F.
He was one of the only ones that I thought your grade was no good on. I think you gave him a B.
I did.
Yeah, I think he's been a B plus A minus. Because if you come into not only the expectation, but also just grading the player in year 3 as a 7th round draft pick, like I think he's been a B minus. Now, if you look objectively at football and you look at all the defensive tackles, okay, B's probably fair, but I think B plus or A minus. I mean, you said it best. You really haven't had much of a drop off from Milton Williams, and Milton Williams was a damn good player.
It's $1,058,000 versus $26 million.
Yeah, right. And a 7th round pick in year 3, dude. I mean, I just thought you were a little low on Ajoma. I would have given him a B plus minimum. Okay.
I gave him a B. I mean, I really.
Yeah, I don't think you were egregious on him. I
think there's been very little drop off. And when you not agree, of all the players that they've replaced, he's had the least amount of drop off at that position.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, certainly not the loss of Josh Sweat on the edge. I mean, they've been trying to patch that thing up since the start of the year.
Right. What about Jordan Davis?
B minus. C
okay,
plus.
I went C plus B minus there.
Yeah, I could go. I mean, I think a B would be understandable if you extrapolate that he's become more of an every down tackle this year than other years. Like he's not only playing nose and he's not only out there to stop the run.
Well, he's done other context. Their defense is 23rd.
Yeah, which is true. I mean, I don't think
I think the offense has killed them.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I mean, I know it's not great, but at the end of the day, like, I can't use Myles Garrett because their defense is number 1, but I feel like the defense is the unit. Like I can't blame Jordan Davis because Adoree Jackson can't cover a traffic cone. I can't. You know what I mean? It's tough for me to kind of look at it all and say that, but I think Jordan's been good. I'll tell you this much: I would pay him. That's how I feel about him now.
You would pay him over Moro Jomo.
Ideally, you'd like to pay both, but I mean, I don't think you're going to pay all of them with Carter. So and Phillips,
with the addition of Phillips.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting what they do with that.
Oh,
edge.
You bet.
They're going to let everybody go.
Off-season content.
What are they going to do there?
I know. I mean, well, I think it's all going to be indicative of 2 players, Nolan and Phillips' play, on what they do moving forward.
Yeah, but who's the only one who would be gone next year? The only one who'd be gone next year if they don't get a deal done would be not Nolan. No, no one's on his.
I'm not paying him.
No, but he's under contract.
Oh, yeah, I got. But
yeah.
The 5th-year option on him, are you picking that up even?
How much is that going to be? 25 million?
Yeah, something like that. 19, 20 million, something in there.
It might be higher than that, dude. Think about the contract.
Okay. I'm not giving him a 5th-year option. Would you give Nolan Smith a 5th-year option?
How do they do 5th-year options? Is it based on draft spot or position?
It's based on tiers. If you're an all-pro, it's a tier 1, and it's in the $22, $23 million.
Right. It's based on playing time, Pro Bowls, and things like that. Well, that's again, for people who say nobody cares about Pro Bowls, Sileo has been trying to tell you guys that it doesn't.
Right. It's in the contract, and it's in the 5th-year option.
Nolan's basic 5th-year option, because he hasn't met the playing time thresholds or the Pro Bowl thresholds, is $14.9 million, $15 million.
That's not egregious.
I would pick that up. I'd pick that up.
That's
the reason that Howie wouldn't pick it up is actually not because of that number. It's because you can't manipulate that on the capital.
That's right.
Right. That's Howie hates that.
Jalen Carter's first half grade, I gave him a C+.
Yeah, I think that's generous. No, that's about right. I mean, if you factor in, I know expectations aren't the only thing you can go off, but I do factor in expectations. Like, I thought Jalen Carter was going to come in and dominate the league this year. He has not done that. He's missed 25% of the game so far. He's missed 2 out of 8 games. In the games he's been an impact, but he hasn't been a dominant force. You're still waiting to see it many times. He still looks like he hasn't honed in on his craft in terms of the fundamentals of the position. I mean, you even heard Vic Fangio talk about him in the summer. You know, he's such a great player, but he doesn't even really know how to play the position yet. It's like, dude, it's year 3. Fucking learn. Like, get whatever you have to do, learn. Like, I don't think that's an excuse anymore. You can't just allow your talent to take you everywhere. That's why. Do you think Myles Garrett, as talented as him, allows his talent to take him? No, that dude does the work. Same with a guy like Aaron Donald, who's still doing the work. Same with a guy like Chris Jones. Yeah. Dude, like, come on, man. Like, I want you to dominate. Yeah, like, I want you to dominate. And he's good enough to dominate. So if you factor that in, I think a C.
Okay.
I mean, that's suspended for spitting on a quarterback.
I got it.
He's supposed to be a cat. He's supposed to be a leader.
I got it. He's been disappointing a little bit. By the way, C's disappointing. Zach Bond's play, I gave him an A-.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think B+, A- is perfect.
See, I don't give A+, and I think
nobody's plus.
Right, and A's are very difficult for me to hand out. I don't think he's had a year like he had a year ago, but I think he's a hell of a ball player. How about Jalen Hunt? I gave him a C. I'm seeing, dude, last 12 quarters, I'm seeing him more. I said that he'd probably be better by the end of the football season. I gave him a C. I'm seeing more promise. I think he's improving week to week, bro.
I think C's good. I think he's gotten a lot of pressure and stuff, and he's showing the flashes. And I think when you factor in again, like the expectations.
Don't you think he's improving?
Yeah, 3rd-round developmental player. I mean, so I think they put him in a tougher spot than he.
Yep,
they did. You know what I mean? Like, it's more on them that he's needed to get. If he was a reserve guy that was just getting a couple snaps, like, we'd be happy with him. So I think C's fair. I'd probably go C+ maybe from Hunt.
If he played last year with Sweat and with Milton and with BG and Nolan, in my opinion, he was getting the reps. I think he'd be a much more improved football player.
Yeah,
you know
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
What do you think of Cooper DeJean?
A. B+, A-.
Again,
I mean, he kind of holds down the defense. He's become the glue on defense for this team.
I just love this guy, man. He could play in multiple positions. He is a force out there on that football team, man. He really is. All right. So, bro, before I get John Morgan on here, I asked John Morgan a question. I'm not going to tell you what he said to me about because I won't. I go, John, are you going to help do you see these coaching buyouts? He's like, absolutely not.
He's coaching buyouts. Sileo, I've been telling you should quit from JAKIB and you should go become a coach for a couple years, get fired, and live the good life, man.
Bro, you get paid for sucking. I mean, look at these guys coming out the door.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.